Hello, my name is Michael. I'm the owner of Change Cars and the host of the TV show All Things Motoring. I have one mission, and that is to make a difference to the motoring public. Making a difference how? Making sure that you have safe options, making sure that you have knowledge. In that regard, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to work with Alan Rosenmeyer of Motor Matters. The man with a hat, I'm the man with no hat, he's the man with the knowledge. Thank you for watching.
How are you today? So far I think the weather is very good, but I'm very pleased and thank you very much to have part of your time and come and share with us this very important actually event for us. Today is a very special day for us because we are celebrating a lot of things, as you may know. Just last year Nissan was celebrating 90 years in the global market, and Nissan, as one of the global leaders, have actually enriched the industry with a lot of products and a lot of innovation, I can say, in the market. And Africa, here we have been also celebrating 60 years. Out of the 90 years, 2/3 of them Nissan have been in Africa. So again, welcome here, and in a very special place for us, which is the Roslyn plant here, which is our favorite plant in Africa. And just to let you know that also Nissan is putting a lot of Africa more than ever as part of its global plan to expand and the presence in the global market. And I will not say why Africa, because I'm sure all of us knows, that Africa is the last frontier for the automotive industry. We always say it's not the matter of what, it's the matter of when, because if we compare the population, it's almost same like India or very close to China, but still the industry is young, needs to grow with the motorization of 42 vehicle per 1,000. So a lot of reason why Nissan have been putting actually a lot of effort in Africa. And this have been actually, I don't know, I cannot see the slides, so I just want to be sure. Yeah, okay. So, and this is really demonstrated with the presence, special presence for Nissan. Nissan is one of the very few OEMs that have 2 wholly owned plants in Africa, which is one of them we have here, which is specialized in the commercial vehicle one-ton pickup, and we have another plant in Egypt, which is specialized in the passenger vehicle small crossover.
Making sure we have the right vehicle for this road trip. Very quickly, I'm not going to take much more time, so I'm going to talk about basically the background around this Daring Africa road trip and expedition. And I think I think this is key because as Sharif mentioned and Maciek, we are celebrating 90 years for Nissan globally, and we're celebrating 60 years. So 2/3 of these 90 years were here in South Africa. So this is for us, it's a very good starting point and legacy to be able to to dare and drive into the African continent. I think that's the first thing. The second thing is we are here at Roslyn plant, and this is where the people that built this vehicle are. So, and I think that's something to celebrate as well. All the efforts and good work for the last, I would say, four years. I think since we commissioned this, it's around 4 years of efforts during COVID and during lots of other headwinds. I think that's also something that we need to celebrate. We need also to celebrate, as it was mentioned, our connection and our industrial footprint in Roslyn first and in Cairo. So lots of good things to celebrate on this road trip. Very quickly on the experience, I think we're all lucky to be in this expedition, and this is the first leg of this expedition, and we're all going on this leg until Nisrut. So I think that is really a great thing, and we are ambassadors for this activation. So we're looking at the 3 main legs, one South African leg, and one we call Sub-Saharan Africa leg, and then an Egypt leg. We on our way today we will have 2 stops at 2 of our partners, 2 of our showrooms. Thank you, Mark, for arranging for this. And we have a convoy of, today we have around 10 vehicles in South Africa. Going into Sub-Saharan Africa, we'll have only 5 vehicles. The good thing also, we have an X-Trail. It's parked somewhere here, should be. Okay, so it's there. So that's also good also to test drive this X-Trail on the roads of Africa. We're looking around 7,000 kilometers, more or less, in the route. But we'll share with you the routes. Of course, we're going from South Africa to Mozambique, and then from Mozambique to Zim, and then Zim to Zambia, and then Malawi, and then Tanzania, and then Kenya, and then we cannot do Ethiopia and Sudan right now, so we're going to skip these and go back to Cairo, and we'll take it from Upper Egypt, so basically the south of Cairo, until our plant in the north. So very looking forward. Please follow us on all our social media channels, on our website. We have a dedicated page on this, and all our social media channels in South Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, North Africa, and Egypt. We'll be all talking about the event. So I think it's time now for some questions if you want, and then just after this we'll have an opportunity to kick off. So
after a short drive, the convoy are pulling in at Nissan in Menlyn, where we're just going to make a very quick stop and just have a look at what's going on here. Some of the vehicles just busy parking, pulling in, and there's the dealership over there. You can just see some of the people, and I think they're actually going to drive one of the vehicles onto the floor of the dealership. So that's the first little short drive. Lawrence did the driving. I'll take over just now. Out on the road, heading towards Mbombela and the Mozambique border, because we're in the Nissan and we're on the Nissan.
Yes, the Nissan Navara.
Daring Africa.
Daring Africa.
In Navara.
Yeah, it's first of many legs.
Yeah.
We're doing the first one to Mozambique border, and after that they're going up through Africa, ending at
Cairo in Egypt. Yeah, they're going to drive them all the way up, and they're driving basically where. Okay, this one isn't one of the ones that's fully kitted out for the trip, but Navara Pro 4Xs.
Yeah, 140 kilowatts, very smooth drive.
450 Newton meters,
Yeah.
7-speed auto gearbox, 4x4. It's got it all. It really is. But what's standing out already, Laurie, I've got to tell you, is how smooth and comfortable the ride is.
Absolutely.
On highways, on freeways.
It's got a great chassis.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, that helps. And it's got a lot of space. We've four adults in the car.
Yeah.
We've got a big chap in the back, and his legs are not sort of up around his ears.
No,
so
Desmond in the back there. Desmond, you comfortable, pal?
Yeah, no, I'm comfortable.
And Lindy, you okay there at the back?
Yes.
Yeah, you see, we got our passengers riding with us from Nissan South Africa. Yeah, we're the honoured ones to have our passengers with us as well. But Laurie, it's good to be on a trip like this, eh?
Fantastic.
Part of something
so good
different.
to see that Nissan is pushing some money behind the Navara. It's always been a rated vehicle with me. And I'm happy to see that they're doing this, because hopefully it'll take it back to the days when they had the heyday of Navara sales.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, now the whole point of this is they're pushing Navara through the whole of Africa.
Yeah.
And these are the markets they're opening up. So they're going to go to all the different countries where they're sending proudly South African built Navaras. Let's get that, because that's what's coming out of the Rosalind factory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they need that to happen, because obviously they've lost the NP200.
Shh, don't say that. Don't say that. You weren't supposed to mention it.
It is a fact.
You weren't supposed to mention that, Laurie.
It's a fact. And Navara is picking up the slack there. So all good to
100% agree, man. But listen, I must tell you, hey, you're driving quite decently for a change. Thanks, Laurie.
That's
Good.
all I had as a comeback to that. Thanks.
Yeah, good stuff, pal. Thanks. Okay, Lawrence. Hey, we're on the road. We've just stopped at Millie's for a little rest stop, shall we call it?
That's right.
Yeah, but now note the fact you gave me the car you drove it at 9.5 litres per 100. It's now down to 9.2, including all your driving. Don't forget that fact.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah, you see.
Oh, well, you need your noddy badge for that, eh?
Absolutely, and I'm claiming it, all right.
So tell us more about this Navara Bucky.
You know what? Look, this is a good road. It does help. but it's smooth, it's comfortable. It's very relaxed to drive, I must tell you.
Yeah.
Light, steering's light. It's really, I mean, sorry, but these things aren't buckies anymore.
No, you're right. But this, obviously the...
Hang on, were we supposed to go left here? Oopsie.
Okay, sorry.
Did anybody see that?
No, we're going on.
Okay, so no, look, this is really, it's not a buckie to drive. It's like a car to drive. I think they actually commented at the presentation. This is an SUV with a buck on the back.
Yeah, well, it's got the multi-link suspension.
Five-leaf multi-link. And I mean, the 140 kilowatts is more than enough. It really, you don't feel like you need any more power.
That's right.
So I think, really, overall, it's going to do the job. What of course we're not experiencing and we're not going to experience on this section is what it's going to be like going through Africa when you're not on nice roads. But that's why it's a 4x4.
Yeah, that's right.
But it would have been interesting if we'd had the opportunity to maybe try a couple of roads that weren't as good as this. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
But really, I mean, it's an absolute pleasure to drive, an absolute breeze, and we're just cruising our way along, nice and easy.
Yeah. Daring Africa is what we are on.
Daring
Odyssey.
Africa, you're right, eh? Gee.
Okay, Al, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Laurie. And so after a day on the road, the cars are lined up because we've reached the Nissan dealership in Mbombela, what used to be called Nelspruit. So, all performed faultlessly, all doing beautifully, all running nicely. You can see the Navaras, single cabs, double cabs, all of them lined up and done for the day. And look there, there's one of them on show inside the dealership right now. Done, ready, finished for now. We still got to go through to White River for the night, but that's just a little extra bit. We're going to have a rest break here for now. I'm with Rami Mohareb. He is the head of communications for Nissan Africa. Rami, good to see you again. I can't say meet you because we've met before. But Rami, we've had the pleasure of driving these vehicles for the day up towards the Mozambique border on the first leg of Daring Africa. But what exactly is Daring Africa all about?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for joining and for being part of this first leg of the Daring Africa. I think Daring Africa is a celebration. It's a celebration of 90 years of Nissan globally. It's also a celebration of 60 years, 2/3 of this in South Africa. It's a celebration of the hands that build.
Right.
All those colleagues who are building the Nissan Navara here in South Africa and exporting it to everyone. And finally, it's about the vehicle.
Yeah.
It's about the toughness of these vehicles and how it can stand the hardest terrains in Africa.
Okay. Now, as you say, the toughness of the Navara, it's been designed to be tough. We know the technical side, a lot of it. The reinforced chassis, the rear suspension, which that 5-link rear suspension, which makes it so comfortable on the road. Things like that the Navara's got going for it. But now, the Daring Africa as well, part of Nissan South Africa's program is to move through the whole of Africa, am I right?
Yes.
And you're busy currently opening new markets throughout Africa.
Yes. Yes.
And am I correct in saying that the Daring Africa expedition, I think is the right word, is going to visit all these different countries where you're basically introducing South African built Navaras?
Yes, 100%, and I think that's basically the concept about Daring Africa. It's part of the expansion plan of the Navara into Africa. Navara is our core model,
right,
and is being, as I said, manufactured now in Roslyn. And the idea is this car is built for Africans, so this is why we're on this expansion plan. We started already just last year, a couple of months ago, opening new markets like Algeria and Libya. So we'll see very, very soon Navara is going from South Africa to these new markets. We've never heard about them before, right?
No, absolutely not.
And the very positive thing is also, as part of this expedition, this is part of the launch of the Navara into Cairo.
Because that's your next big market you're about to open.
Exactly.
So you're going to end in Cairo with this expedition.
Yes.
And introduce the vehicle to them.
Yes, exactly. And I think the good thing about it, we have a unique footprint.
Right.
We have this factory in Egypt
We have our biggest factory in South Africa. We have other DKT facilities in Ghana, Nigeria.
Okay.
So we are well positioned in this continent to capture the growth. But we all know we're waiting for the Africa Free Trade Agreement and everything. So I think that's basically where we get the biggest trading block in the world once this is implemented.
Now, I'm just thinking of something that was mentioned yesterday, that you've got a factory in Egypt, right?
Yes.
Which assembles which vehicles?
So currently it's assembling Almera
Okay,
and Sentra
right.
as we speak.
You're not going to bring those back to South Africa?
That's also possible. Whether it's Almera or Sunny,
Yeah.
that's something we can still give more updates in the future.
Right.
But we can bring other models as well because it is also a passenger car hub for Africa.
Because I'm just thinking, it's the exchange, the whole exchange concept. So if we're sending there, why not bring back down?
100%.
So
100%.
that hopefully is for the future.
100%.
Well, Rami, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Been a great drive with you guys.
Thank you very much.
And a nice visit.
And we'll see you very, very soon with other activities we have.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.